Studio, Sri Lanka.
Hello there, good evening and welcome to the 9 p.m. news on the prestigious channel of Sri Lanka. I'm Niketh Karunaratne.
And I'm Natalia Viravardhana. First, let's take a look at the headlines for tonight. Discussions continue for maximum tariff concession from the US. The Mahavilachia Sohita Nahimigum vested with the people. A national program to declare government forests as protected forests. Higher sanitation facilities for tourists arriving in Seira and Pedarangala. Illegally imported motorcycles valued at 2.2 billion rupees apprehended in Hambantota. Investigations on how fuel supply was blocked to both engines of the ill-fated Indian airline flight.
On to those and other stories in detail now. President Anurakkumara Dissanayake says that maximum efforts will be made to come to a final agreement regarding the US tariff policy prior to the 1st of August.
The President made these remarks while participating in a discussion held this morning at the Presidential Secretariat with all stakeholders in the Export Centre. President Anurakkumara Dissanayake stated that as a result of recent discussions with the United States, the previously imposed reciprocal tariff rate was successfully reduced from 44% to 30%. He further emphasized that ongoing dialogue will continue in order to secure additional concessions. The President stated that the objective of the government is to implement changes that will benefit the country's economy, businesses and the business community and the well-being of its citizens. At this critical juncture, the discussion also highlighted the importance of identifying new market opportunities and the need for collaboration between the public and private sectors. The diversification of exports was recognized as a key opportunity to navigate the current challenges. President Anurakkumara Dissanayake said that as a result of recent discussions with the United States, the previously imposed reciprocal tariff rate was successfully reduced from 44% to 30%. He further emphasized that ongoing dialogue will continue in order to secure additional concessions. The President stated that the objective of the government is to implement changes that will benefit the country's economy, businesses and the business community and the well-being of its citizens. The discussion was attended by ministers, ministry secretaries, chairman of the Sri Lanka Export Development Board Mangala Vijayasinghe, chairman of the Board of Investment Arjuna Herath, chairman of the International Chamber of Commerce Shanil Fernando, chairman of the Tea Exporters Association Huzifa Akbar Ali, CEO of Brandix Group Ashraf Omar, along with other representatives from institutions affiliated with the export sector.
In the meantime, the British government has taken steps to provide a tax-free entrance to their market for products of Sri Lanka. It has been reported that this step has been taken in accordance with the updating of British market policy for developing countries. Britain is providing this relief to Sri Lanka at a time when the USA has imposed a tariff of 30% against the island nation. The Dean of the Faculty of Economic Studies of the Sri Jayawardhanapura University, Professor Gamini Veerasinghe, said that the main issue in the country's economy in recent times was the rise in expenditure surpassing export income, especially during the balance payments crisis. He stated that there is still potential to further expand export revenue. He noted that if the garment industry faces any form of disruption, new markets like these could be utilized as a way to avoid such economic setbacks. Indika Liyanahevage, executive member of the Sri Lanka Apparel Exporters Forum, said that they were genuinely pleased with the framework received from the United Kingdom, as it was the result of efforts carried out over the past 2.5 years. He explained that previously, under SARC rules, if fabrics were sourced from member countries, value could be added only once before exported to the UK, and even then the benefit was minimal. Dhammika Fernando, of the president of the Free Trade Zone Investors Association, said that the US had effectively reduced the general tariff to 30% and they were genuinely pleased about it. He expressed gratitude for the intervention and efforts made by the relevant government authorities in this regard.
The White House has announced the nomination of Eric Mayer, a career diplomat from California, as the next ambassador extraordinary and plenipotentiary of the United States to the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka, and the US President Donald Trump has formally submitted Mayer's name to the United States Senate for confirmation. Mayer is a career member of the Senior Foreign Service and currently serves as the Senior Bureau Official for the Bureau of South and Central Asian Affairs. In this role, he oversees the Bureau and coordinates US policy priorities across the region, including Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Maldives, Nepal, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan and Uzbekistan. In Washington, Mayer has held roles as Special Assistant and Senior Advisor in the Bureau of South and Central Asian Affairs, where he coordinated policy across the region.
Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya has presided over the opening of the Sohita Nahimigum housing project in Mahavilachia in Anuradhapura. The housing project is located in 317 Halambavava Grama Niladhari Division in the Mahavilachia Divisional Secretariat Division. The scheme has been built according to a concept of late Venerable Madhulwave Sobita Nayakathera. A sum of 402 million Indian rupees and 98 million Sri Lankan rupees has been spent on the construction of the 115-unit housing scheme. Indian High Commissioner in Sri Lanka Santosh Jha, Ministers Anura Karuna Tilaka and Vasantha Samarasinghe and Deputy Minister T.B. Sarath were also present on this occasion.
A national program is being implemented to declare as protected forests, which are being administered by the Department of Wildlife Conservation. Minister Dr. Dhammika Patabandi has presided over a media briefing to enlighten the relevant sections on the preliminary program of the project, which is being conducted under the direction of the Ministry of Environmental Affairs. 5 forests have been declared as protected forests through a gazette notification in connection with the International Environment Day of this year. The national program has been named as Vanaspati, a joint collaboration of the Ministry of Environment and Department of Wildlife Conservation. The preliminary program is scheduled to be conducted at the Bajrangoda Open Air Theatre in Gampaha on the 15th of this month. Minister D. Dhammika Patabandi said that they are hoping to declare 16 forests in the country as protected forests. 10 of these forests are located in the Monaragala district, 2 remaining forests are in the Kandy district and 4 in the Ampara district. Director General of Forest Conservation S.C. Palamakumuru said that protection of the forests would be further consolidated through this legal bond to increase forest percentage in the country. On the other hand, the citizens would also be benefited. Upon gazetting of these 16 forest areas next week, the government will have to look into other problems, including boundary disputes. People participation in this program is extremely important.
Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa says that the government is engaged in the preparation of a detailed plan to set up regional health centres throughout the island. He has made these remarks at the occasion of when he vested with the general public the new outpatient department building of the Nainathivu Regional Hospital. The new OPD section comprises of an accident service unit, a pharmacy, vaccine room and a nurse's restroom, as well as an ECG and surgery unit and a primary treatment unit. The Sri Lanka Navy was in charge of construction. The minister added that health services should become compatible with the trends in the modern world. Minister Dr. Jayatissa further said that the ambulance requirement in the hospital will be fulfilled speedily. Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa said that as the Minister of Health, he was shocked to learn that there are 33 regional hospitals in the northern province with no nurses at all. He mentioned that they expect to recruit around 300 new nurses within the next month. He assured that the immediate needs of the people would be addressed as a priority. The minister further stated that the next step would be to establish proper access to either a teaching hospital or a base hospital. He emphasized the need to consider essential diagnostic services like CT, MRI and X-rays.
2 suspects have been arrested along with 21 motorcycles illegally imported into the country. The raid was carried out by a team of police at the Kuruluyana premises in Nagaraveva in Hambantota today. 13 motorcycles of high capacity and another 8 motorcycles were apprehended in the search operation carried out on the instructions of Acting IGP Priyantha Veerasurya through guidance of the Central Crime Investigation Bureau. The illegal motorcycles were found hidden in a food storage for birds at the Kuruluena premises. The arrested suspects were residents of Mathara and Middeniya. The value of the contraband taken into police custody is reported to be around 2.2 billion rupees. Seira and Pedarangala are accorded a special position as places of high attraction of local and foreign tourists.
As a result, many infrastructure facilities have been provided for the benefit of the tourists at these locations. The talking point of many are the sanitary facilities of international standards. Sanitary toilets have been installed at the western entrance near the ticket counter at the southern car park as well as near the Lion's Mouth entrance. A first aid unit has also been established near the Lion's Foot and a 24 ambulance service by 1990. Sanitary facilities have been set up not only at Seira but also at the entrance of the Pedarangala site as well. They have been constructed in an attractive fashion and the mountainous path leading to Pedarangala has been provided with lighting facilities. A proposal has been presented to set up a fully fledged sanitary facility in Mahavilachia, which has become one of the latest targets of tourists. The entire tourist spectator unit encompassing the total area is protected against lightning. Now stay tuned for more local news coming up after this break.
Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Welcome back, and continuing with more local stories, President Anurakumara Dissanayake emphasized that this year's budget has allocated the highest capital expenditure by a government in recent history for development activities, amounting to nearly 1,400 billion rupees.
The President stated that it is the responsibility of both the political leadership and state officials to ensure that these funds are utilized effectively to meet the economic growth targets before the end of this year. President Dissanayake further stated that the general public who are not involved have fallen victim to the choices made by the political authority and state officials, stressing that this situation must not persist. The President made these remarks yesterday while attending the Mathura District Special Coordination Committee meeting held at the auditorium of the Mathura District Secretariat. During the meeting, the allocations made for development projects in the Mathura district under the 2025 budget at the level of ministries, departments and institutions, along with the progress of the projects that have already been initiated, were reviewed. The President advised that if the allocated capital expenditure is not used appropriately, the entire development cycle could collapse. Discussions were also held regarding issues in the fields of agriculture, fisheries, health, education, rural road development, land and irrigation, along with potential solutions. The President paid special attention to the issue of Nilwala River salinity barrier, highlighting the necessity to address the long-standing problems faced by the local community. He directed that a committee comprising specialists in the relevant fields be established within a month to evaluate previous findings of the investigation reports conducted on this matter and to prepare a report. President Anurakumara Dissanayake has stressed that the government expects an economic growth rate of 5% this year. The President stated that increased state investments will contribute significantly to this growth. He added that the country now has the opportunity to restart its development efforts. He emphasized that everyone must commit to spending the funds effectively. The President also recalled that the country had a history of not receiving the allocated funds for capital expenditure in a timely manner. The President also highlighted the need for a comprehensive master plan to fully manage the flood situation in the Mathura district. He suggested that the Asian Development Bank of the World Bank carry out a renewed study on the matter. In the meantime, he stressed the importance of implementing short-term solutions to address the day-to-day challenges people face until long-term solutions become operational. The President noted the importance of using currently unused large government buildings in the district for productive development activities. Referring to the Mathura Cultural Centre, he mentioned that despite the significant funds spent on its construction, it has not yet been utilized for any effective purpose. He instructed officials to submit urgent proposals to make a final decision regarding the deteriorating structure. The proposed Polena Cricket Training School was also a topic of discussion, and the President directed that a proposal be submitted concerning this matter. He guaranteed that measures would be taken to secure cabinet approval for the project. The meeting was attended by co-chairs of the Mathura District Coordination Committee, Minister Sunil Handunetti, Southern Province Governor Bandula Harishchandra and a group.
A shooting has taken place at the Costco Junction last evening. The police say one person was injured in the incident. Two unidentified gunmen who came in a motorcycle was reported to have shot at a person travelling in a three-wheeler in the Costco direction from Ahungalla. The police further said that the injured was admitted to the Balapitia Base Hospital, who is reported to be a 24-year-old resident of Costco. The reason for the shooting has not yet been disclosed, and investigations are underway in search of suspects.
And here we got few more local items in brief. Official handing over of daily rituals performed on the sacred relics at the Sri Talanda Maligava in Kandy to the Malvatha chapter from the Askiriya chapter has taken place yesterday. The regular changing of services takes place after the Asala full moon Poya day each year. Mahanayaka Theros of the Malvatha and Askiriya chapters and the Diyavardhana Nilame have graced the occasion. Deputy Minister of Housing T.B. Sarath has presided over the ceremony to hand over housing aid valued at 1 million rupees each to 48 low-income families in Polonnaruwa to construct houses. The event has taken place at the Polonnaruwa District Secretariat. A person was killed in a wild elephant attack in 3rd Mile Post area in Anapallama, Vellavaya. The deceased was identified as a 31-year-old resident in Vellavaya named Kasun Udayanga. A program to enlighten media personnel on strengthening food security is being conducted on provincial level. One stage of the program was held in Gaul recently. Plans are underway to conduct 6 similar workshops through financial collaboration of the Ministry of Health and Mass Media and the United Nations Food and Agricultural Organization and the House of Representatives of the European Union.
A group of students from Mahavilachia Central College in Kurunegala and Sri Koneshwara Hindu College in Trincomalee have the opportunity to participate in the Vision program organized by the Presidential Secretariat yesterday as a part of their educational excursion. The program is jointly conducted by the Presidential Secretariat, the Ministry of Education and the Communications Department of the Parliament of Sri Lanka with the aim of educating school children. As part of the program, the students were also briefed on the Clean Sri Lanka initiative and its conceptual importance in promoting environmental consciousness. Delivering an engaging lecture to the students, Senior Advisor to the President on Science and Technology, Professor Gomika Udugamusurya, emphasized the importance of not limiting oneself to a single field of knowledge, but rather exploring all areas through experimentation from a young age. He also highlighted how life's challenges can be overcome by treating every experience as a subject of inquiry and learning. Reinforcing the importance of environmental conservation, valuable saplings were donated to the participating schools. And stay tuned for foreign news coming up next.
And we are back with foreign news. New report on the Air India plane crash in Ahmedabad, which killed 260 people, suggests that the aircraft's fuel switches were turned off just before the crash.
Now, audio from the cockpit reveals confusion between the two pilots over how the engines lost power. The Boeing 787 Dreamliner was flying to Gatwick in London when it crashed into a crowded area seconds after takeoff. The report said that the pilots had issued a mayday call, but the engines lost thrust and did not recover. It said that in the cockpit audio, one pilot asked why the other had cut off, and the other responded saying that he didn't. Investigators said that they had not found any major faults with the plane or its engine so far. Air India says it is fully cooperating with the investigation and stands with the victims' families. The US National Transportation Safety Board is also involved, working alongside India's Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau. Experts say fuel switches are designed to be secure and not easily turned off by accident. The Airline Pilots Association of India is urging more transparency in the investigation. Further analysis, including fuel testing and review of the flight recorders and post-mortem reports, is ongoing. The final report is expected within an year. And on sports news for tonight, the Walliver Supercross Motor Car and Motorcycle Tournament will be conducted tomorrow.
The event could be watched live via Channel I on the national television. The Walliver Supercross event is to be held at the Craftsman Autodrome Racing Track, which is located adjacent to the Walliver National Wildlife Park in Seira. The excellent motorcar drivers and motorcycle riders throughout the island are scheduled to participate in the competition. The races are being jointly organized by the Southern Motorsports Club and the Sri Lanka Army Motorsports Committee. 11 car races and 9 motorcycle races are included. The national television via the Channel I will telecast the Walliver Supercross tournament live from 9 AM onwards tomorrow.
And that's all the news we have for today. Join us again at the same time tomorrow. Good night.
Good night.